How would you increase the revenue of Spotify to 5x in next 5 years? Yeah, in this video, we will try to answer this question using first principle thinking. And this question is recently being asked in a top tier company. So watch the video till the end. So what is the problem statement? The problem statement is to increase the revenue of Spotify to 5x in next 5 years. So first, let's understand the question and clarify our understanding of Spotify. So Spotify is a very popular streaming service where you can listen to millions of songs, right? You can also listen to podcast, you can also listen to audiobooks. These are the services that are provided by the Spotify brand. Now that we have clarified about Spotify, we need to think about how Spotify is earning money currently. Because until unless you know about different source of revenue and its business model, it would be very difficult for you to think about increasing its revenue, right? Now Spotify earns money from premium subscription where you can pay some amount and become a premium member. When you are a premium member, you get some benefit like you can download the song, you can listen to the song offline, and many more, right? You don't have to listen to ads, right? The other way in which Spotify earns money is via advertisement. So if you haven't opted for the premium subscription, you will see some ads after a minute of streaming, right? The advertisers are paying money to Spotify to advertise their content. Also, Spotify has to give some money as part of royalty to the media houses or license fee. Although this is the part of cost, but for the sake of the business concept, I have mentioned here, right? The other thing which we need to clarify is about the resource and the time constraint. Since the target of achieving 5x the revenue in next 5 years is kind of a very big target, right? So we should not be in the dearth of resources to pull this off. So we are not bounded by any resource constraint. Now let's break down the revenue of Spotify into different components. So revenue of Spotify can be number of users multiplied by sessions per users multiplied by revenue per session, right? This is the basic equation of for revenue of Spotify. And there are different levels of this revenue for platform. You are able to see that. So what is the first term that is telling you? It is telling you all about the acquisition, getting more and more users on the platform, right? That is what first term is telling you. What's the second term telling you? This term is telling you about the retention. Basically, what is the number of sessions a user is doing? Because more number of sessions means more ad impression if people are not opted for premium subscription. That means more money to Spotify, right? Advertisement money. The other thing is the revenue per session that talks about the conversion and the engagement on the platform. So 5x is a big target, as you already know. And we have got different levels to reach that revenue target, right? So we need to make a progress in each of these levels and take big bets on all of these three different levels to reach that revenue target. Let's see the first one, that is the number of users. If Spotify has to increase the number of users on the platform, that means Spotify has to acquire more number of users and target different customer segments also. Now, how can they acquire more number of users? Either they target different customer segment into the same market or they can go into the different market altogether. So how about targeting kids? Where they can have bedtime stories, bedtime tunes, party jams, and make them learn speaking, right? The other way they can do is they can also target the emerging market or expand into same market having some regional connotations, right? There can be other segment as well which Spotify can target, but I'm just giving you the directional sense of how we can think about this. Please put more customer segment into the comment section if you think that Spotify can target those customer segment to increase the active user base, right? Now let's move to the sessions per user. How can Spotify make sure that people are doing more sessions on the Spotify platform? The first thing Spotify can do is having the Spotify social, in which users should be able to express themselves via music. So, as you all know, people or individuals always seek validation of their music taste, and they do it via posting songs on Instagram stories or posting songs on WhatsApp stories. So Spotify can also create a Spotify socials where they can create profile like Instagram profile where they can depict their music taste. They can also put their stories on Spotify, what kind of songs they are listening to. They can also know what music their friends are listening to, right? All of these things we can do in Spotify socials. Spotify can also have infinite newsfeed kind of thing where they can know about what other people are listening at that moment. It will definitely increase the engagement on the platform and people will keep coming back and forth to seek the validation. The other thing Spotify can do is having the infinite scroll of hook songs where user can browse them like a reel or the shorts format. The hooks will be of 30 seconds and these are like addictive hooks which will propel user to come back on the platform, right? Please tell me other ways in which you can increase the sessions per user on the platform. These are like a directional sense. How can you increase the sessions per user? Now let's move to the final one, revenue per session. One thing that Spotify can do is to increase the real state of the ad supply so that more impression of ads would be there and earn more money. For example, in the last slide, we are thinking of infinite scroll of the hook song. If that is working fine, people are scrolling more and more. That means as Spotify has created additional real estate to put ads. For example, Spotify after 4 5 hooks they can put an ad. That means people are scrolling more ad impression, more money to the Spotify. This is an example of unlocking the ad supply on the platform. The other thing Spotify can do is to start selling concert ticket, hosting live concerts, which user can purchase and then they can earn money. The other thing they can also do is to sell merchandising on the platform for different artists, right? This is the some of the ways in which they can increase the revenue per session on the platform. So these can be some of the directional ways which will help Spotify to boost the target to reach revenue to 5x in next 5 years. Of course, this is not the exhaustive list of the intervention, but this will give you a sense of direction to approach the problem. Now, please comment in the comment section as to how Spotify can do some of the other intervention to increase the revenue. Now let's see some of the metrics which I will be tracking. These are not the feature level metrics. That is, of course, I'll measure, but this is an Uber level metrics to see whether we are on track to reach the 5x revenue. The first metric which I'll track is the revenue growth, whether the target which we have taken, are we reaching that to or not. Second one is user acquisition from these interventions, and the next one is Spotify market share. Right? These are some of the metrics which I'll track to see whether we are on track to reach the 5x revenue in the next 5 years. I hope you have learned something new from this video. I will meet you into the next one. Till then, keep learning and keep watching.